Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kevin, one of the Malaysia running YouTuber. It's race week. Finally, race week is arrived. Kuala Lumpur Standard Chartered Marathon race week is arrived. And this video we're going to talk about the route itself, but we're going to cover some of the race pack collection before we jump to the route itself. So the route is more or less the same as the last 2 years. There's a bit changes on the first part. After 1 kilometer to the 10 kilometer, there's some changes on it. Just more likely just turn around and have a diversion, and the remaining after the 10 kilometer is the same as the last year. You ran there last year, it's basically it's the same route. So let's start with the race pack collection. For race pack collection, the location will be at the Kuala Lumpur Commercial Centre, Exhibition Hall number 6. Same as last year. I'm not sure last year is this same hall, but this is hall number 6. The date is on the 3rd, 4th and 5th October. That means it's Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Most probably I will visit the race pack collection on Thursday early morning if I have some free time during that time, so I will visit all that. Other than that, the race pack collection will be start on 11 a.m. and end at 8 p.m. That is for the 3rd and the 4th October. That means that is Thursday and Friday. It's open from 11 to 8 p.m. and it's open for all the category. Meanwhile, for the 5th of October, it opened at 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. But that one is for full marathon and half marathon category because that is Saturday. Because we have 2 race days, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is 5 kilometer kid dash and 10 kilometer. So no way you're going to collect your bib after the run. So for Saturday, only for full marathon and half marathon. If you're running for full marathon, half marathon, if you try to avoid the big crowd, collect on Saturday because you already mitigate all the 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer and kid dash. So you have a less crowded to collect your bib itself. So for the bib collection, same as last year. The troublesome that make the queue very long, that is the QR code. For the race guide, if you look at their website, there is stated the QR code and your IC. So you need to bring together your confirmation slip with QR code. So you need to get them to scan your QR code. So get this information ready. Search your email, search your app, search everything that once you register, once you got the slip, screenshot it. Screenshot is better because there's so many people in a place, the line might be slow. Screenshot it, save it in one folder. If you collect on behalf, screenshot everything and keep all in one folder. Just show them and just scan through all the QR codes so you can fasten the process. If you guys remember last year, the race pack collection is like crazy. It's like zigzag, few round, and people took like 3-4 hours to collect one baggage. So learn from last year, screenshot the QR code before you went to the collection itself. For the Vaporfly Expo, definitely there's a lot of good deal over there. Especially for me, when I like to go Vaporfly Expo is to get a cheaper deal, especially on my running gel or some of the clothing or shoes. See which good deal that I can get from there because they have a price slash over there. What I can see from here, they have like almost 70 booth over there. Different kind of booth. Some of them have a bigger booth, some of them have a smaller booth. From here, there's a lot of booth. So if you want to get a good deal or great deal over there, go to the Expo because they have another entrance just for the Expo. For the collection, you have another lane, but Expo, you have another lane. So if you want to get some good deal or you want to change some equipment or you want to buy some gels or just want to go for shopping, just want to spend some money, you can go to the live Expo. Talking about the race day itself, the race day happened at the Dataran Merdeka. All the starting line, everything is at the Dataran Merdeka. But for the baggage service, it's not at the Dataran Merdeka. It's opposite. It's at the DBKL, the Dataran DBKL. It's not at the Data Medica, where is the starting line? It's actually on the opposite. You just look at the sky and find the word DBKL. That is the baggage service directly below it. So the baggage service for the full marathon, it will open at 1:30 a.m. in the morning and close at 12 p.m. Not like last year, it opened at 3 a.m. and the race start at 3:30. So everyone have like 30 minutes to baggage. Actually make a whole chaos over there. But this year, they start at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. So runners, once you arrive early, check in your luggage first. Put in your baggage in, just like me, because I'm taking the LRT going to there, to the starting point. Definitely I will bring a set of clean clothes so I can change it before I hop into the train. Otherwise it will smell like a fish store on the train, and the train aircon is very cold. So remember, bring a extra windbreaker together with you. So for the train, it's open free of service from 5 and 6 of October. Not all the time. It's on the opening time. For the Saturday, it starts at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. And once it's reached, I think 6 a.m., then you have to pay the fees. And for the full marathon for the Sunday, it will start operate at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. So it's free of charge, and after 6 a.m., it will chargeable. So remember, bring your touch and go to avoid queuing to buy the token. Bring your touch and go. Once you're back, you can just tap it on and you can just ride the train. When you're going, remember, do not tap your touch and go because it will charge your money. So just walk through, because they will open a small turnstile over there. So you can just walk through to the turnstile and board to the train station. So you can see here, there's numbers of trains operate on that day from the Ampang line, Petaling line, Kajang LRT, MRT, Putrajaya, and Kelana Jaya line. So all these stations, some not all the stations open, some of the station open. For me, I will go to my nearest one around my area to board to the train at 1:30 a.m. Remember, go to the train station early, because imagine all the runners try to squeeze into the train, become jam-packed, because the train interval is around 20 minutes. It's not like normal time 10 to 7 minutes, it's 20 minutes. So it will be a huge crowd. So go to the train station early a bit. So for me, I try to catch the first train. If you plan to drive to the starting point, plan early and see where you can park, because not all the place you can park, and some place after you park you cannot get out. So plan properly where you want to park your car. Let's talk about the route itself. For me, I'm going to cover the full marathon route. I'm not going to cover the half marathon or 10 km or 5 km. I'm going to cover about the full marathon. The race start at 3:30, and same, we're going to start in front of the Data Medica, the clock tower. Same, we're going to run directly straight on the Jalan Raja Laut. But this time is after around 1.2 or 1.3 km, we're going to make our first right turn. Not like usual, we run directly the whole Jalan Raja Laut, reach to the Jalan Chowki there. No, we are not going for that one. We're going to have a right turn just after 1.2 km, and then once we enter that one, Jalan Sultan Ismail, we're going to for another right turn again to Jalan Ta. That is the Pertama complex over there. We have right. Once after that, we're going to have another left turn to the Jalan Dang Wangi. You pass by the police station, we're going to run on the side. We're going to make another right turn. Just between the 2 km, we're going to have 3 right turn and 1 left turn. So we are not running in a square. At least we are going for somewhere. So from that one, we're going to run a short distance. We cross a bridge to the 3rd kilometer. To the 3rd kilometer is the Jalan Ampang. We are not going run straight to the Jalan Ampang because we need to turn to the Jalan Sultan Ismail, the 4 kilometer. The 3rd kilometer to the 4 kilometer is a bit slope of the hill. It's not like just big hill, it's just some slight slope. So on this part, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turn on this road. The road is not really that small. It's like 3 to 4 lane car road. It's fully closure for us to run, but we need to be careful because that is the starting part of the race. Everyone is very energetic, is trying to get some position on the run itself. Especially early in the morning, maybe some of the street light or some of the part is a bit dark, so just be careful, don't trip or something or fall down, otherwise your whole race will be ruined just by that part. There's no water station on the first 4 kilometers. The first water station will be around 4.5 kilometers. It's roughly in the middle of the Jalan Sultan Ismail when we're heading down towards to the old Standard Chart building there. So we have one water station, just some slope over there. Then we straight run to the Jalan Bukit Bintang, the 5th kilometer there. Last year we're going to have a left turn to the pavilion, but no, this time we're going to have a right turn. This time the right turn is directly running at the Jalan Bukit Bintang. So we run all the whole street of the Jalan Bukit Bintang, where all the massage center, some of the massage center, some of the Arab street, along that way. Don't get distracted by the side. Run all the way to the Jalan Pudu. Jalan Pudu is we're going to have our left turn, then going for the left turn to the Jalan Imbi. When going down that part, it's going downhill, and Jalan Imbi also going downhill. Once we finish pass by the Jalan Imbi, the 6th kilometer, that is the Times Square on our right side. It's a 2 yellow building, a Times Square by Berjaya. We're going to have some slope downhill. Once hit the downhill, we have immediately a left turn to the Jalan Sultan Ismail. That is considered a very steep uphill. It's not that long, but it's very steep because we have a 2 downhill on the 5th to 6th kilometer. And on that part, around 6.2, we have a steep uphill back to the Jalan Bukit Bintang. So we pass by the lot 10 on our right side. So we're going to turn to the right side, and finally we ran past to the pavilion. On the last year route, once after the pavilion residence, we're going for a left turn. But this year we're going to run more further down to the almost to the Prince Court Medical Center, but not towards there. We have a first U-turn. But during that part, we have a water station and medic over there. And we're going to have, after the water station, we're going to make our first U-turn back on the Jalan Bukit Bintang and continue to the Jalan Raja Chulan at the 8th kilometer. That's where the pavilion on our left side. So we have some up and down over there. It's not pretty flat, it's more like up and down on that road. Once we hit to Jalan Raja Chulan, we're going for our right turn. So we're going to hit back to our last year or last 2 year route. This part is end of the new route. So after that is more or less is the old route. On the 9th kilometer at the Jalan Sultan Ismail, is more like up and down. And once we reach to the Jalan Ampang, we turn again on the right side. There's a lot of turning here and there on the first 10 kilometer. It's a bit confusing, but no worries. There's a lot of signage because KLSCM is quite famous with their signage along the road closure, the signage everywhere. The distance marker is quite accurate along the road because at that part is running in the city with where's all the skyscraper around. So the GPS might be not so accurate. So follow the route signage and the route marker. And we meet to the 3rd water station that is at the 10 kilometer at the Jalan Ampang. That just right before the Petronas Twin Tower. So that station I remember last year is very huge, very long. So it might be crowded. The first 3 water stations might be crowded. Try not to go if you are in a big pack. Try not go with the first water station. Always go with the middle or the few last water station that is less crowded, so you can easily to get few more cups of water, grab, drink, and continue your run. So for the 10, 11, 12, 13 kilometer, we're running at the Jalan Ampang. Once we pass the KLCC, the Petronas Twin Tower at the 10.5 kilometer, the route are pretty boring over there because we are starting to enter to the what we call is an embassy street. There's a lot of embassy on that street on the Jalan Ampang, and there's another water station at the 12 kilometer. The route at there, I remember from my last year route, is a bit dark over there, so be careful. on that part of the road. Hopefully the light is fixed over that side. Once we fix over there, once we reach 13 km, just after 13 km, we're going to have our left turn to Jalan Jelatik. So for the last year, Jalan Jelatik still under construction. There's a construction happening on the side. But this year, the construction is completed. So the route there is pretty nice. So after the left turn, and we're going for another left turn, we enter to the Akle Highway. The first highway we're going to run to. For this route, we're going to run two highways, Akle and Duke Highway. Once enter to the Akle Highway, we're going to have a steep ramp up to the 14 km. There's another water station with isotonic, Hunger Plus, and medic tanks over there. So during the whole route, all the way to the 17.5 before we make a U-turn, we're facing some up and down because Malaysia Highway is talking about all Malaysia Highway is up and down flyovers over there. So that once we run over there, we can see on our left is starting the KL view, we can see the Petronas Twin Tower. And the 16 km is another water station before we go down to 17.5 for the U-turn. After the 17.5 km U-turn for the half marathon, that is the part that we're going to depart each other. For half marathon, they will go back to the Jalan Sultan Ismail. For the full marathon, you have to continue the U-turn straight to the 18 km. There is a water station, isotonic, and water over there. Yes, there's a water. You can take a shower over there. And one thing I missed over there is on the 10 km, there's a surround at the 10 km. So once we back to the 18 km, 19 km, we can see the Intermark building on our left and right. And the 20 km is another surround place. There is a water station and surround. If I'm not wrong, the 20 and the 15 km actually is connected to each other. There's a one big surround place for our Muslim runners or friends. We can have prayers on this place. So on this 20 km further down to 21, 22, and 23, it's up and down of the highway. It's a it's a 3-lane highway that you can choose which lane that you want to follow. Basically for me, I always go with some straight line along the highway across each other on the highway. After that, during that part, 22.5 km, there's another water station. That is the banana station. So you can have a banana over there. Remember, take that banana. What my experience last year is, get the banana before we're going to hit for the uphill, the longest, the tallest uphill on the 25 km. After the 23.5 km, we're going to the MRR2. So the 24 to 25 basically running at the MR2, and it's quite light up already. The construction is completed last year. So last year is also very light up during that part. So we run to the MR2. Once we hit the 25 km, there's one water station. That water station, I remember last year is after the uphill. But for this year, it seems like a bit down. Hopefully it's a bit down. Last year is on the middle of the high ramp to the top uphill to the 26 km. 25 to 26 is basically quite a long uphill. Basically, you have to slowly jog more than 1 km uphill on that. So you really enter to the Duke Highway. From 26 all the way to 35 is a highway, almost 9 km to 10 km is a highway run, up and down of the highway, a bit slow, a bit slanter of the route because the water need to flow away. So for this route, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 water stations along this route. So every water station is more or less like 2 km apart. So the water station is very near to each other. So the water station will be at 27, 20, 29, 31, 33, and 35. And interval of it, they have a isotonic. 27, they have a hi-fi gel. So we having a hi-fi gel, they're going to give us the hi-fi gel. If you are not enough hi-fi gel, or you just want to get extra, you can get at the 27km station. So during this route, we have like quite a boring, but once you reach to the 30km, remember look at your right side so you can have a great view of the KL skyline or the view at there. You will run through this route through the 35. That is the exit, the biggest one, another biggest water station over there, and there's a banana station. That is the second banana station before we exit to the Jalan Kuching. The famous Jalan Kuching is more or less is down and up a bit. So once we enter to the Jalan Kuching, that is after the 35km, 36, 37, 38, all the way down to the 40km, that is the Jalan Kuching. So it's not like all the way downhill, you will go up and down, up and down. So there is a high fire gel and another high fire gel at the 37km. If I'm not wrong, this water station is just slightly go up to the hill. When we're going down, there is one water station over this one. I remember last year I sat at there to take a break before I continue run the 37 or 39. I can't remember which station that I stood at there, take a break before I continue. So on the 39 is directly in front of the PWTC. There's another water station with 100 plus. So the route over here is basically is up and down off hill along the route all the way down to the starting line. So once we reach towards there to the 40km, then we will start to merge with the half marathon. That's where the part that we merge back to the half marathon, that is the 40km mark, and the half marathon just come out from the Jalan Sultan Ismail. During this part, the route is starting to hype up already. A lot of runners starting to gather at the 41km mark. So at the 41km mark, runners already, a lot of people starting to cheer. So we run to the Jalan Kinabalu and we run past the Daya Bumi a bit before we make a U-turn and have a home stretch back to the Dataran Merdeka. This route, I don't think you will walk over here because there's a lot of people cheering. The later the event is, the more crowd cheering, and that is really a hype up area over there. So for the cutoff point, the checkpoint is the 20km, 25, 35, 40.8 and 42km mark. There's a time for each of the checkpoint to cut off. The 20km mark is close at 7:25 a.m. The 25km mark close at 8:15 a.m. The 35km mark will close at 10 a.m. and 40.8km mark is closed at 10:35 a.m. And the last one, the 42km mark, because full marathon is 42.195. There's 142km mark and close the gate just directly below the pedestrian bridge. That is 10:45 a.m. That's where they cut it off. For half marathon, they do have a checkpoint that is at the 15km mark. That's around 8:15 a.m. So remember, you must run faster than the sweeper runner. Otherwise, you just get swept off and you can't get your finisher tee or medal. For more information, then you can visit to their website and refer to the runner guides. And this is the link below. So that's all, and very safe. See you guys on the starting line. Bye.